The ASEAN consensus has not affected the progress of the protection of migrant workers. A study released by the Human Rights Working Group shows that the ASEAN consensus of the protection and promotion of the rights of migrant workers agreed by a member state in the Philippines in November 2017 has not been effectively implemented as intended. The consensus nature that has no binding legal force is considered difficult to ensure fair treatment and protection of migrant workers from harassment. This document is deemed flawed in a number of ways, including, among other articles, in the consensus it gives space for member states to translate into their national regulation. This is a big problem because most of national law or regulation do not comply with international human rights standards. Moreover, discussing human rights that do not have permanent legal force for them is it a burden. In addition, the ASEAN consensus, which was criticized for a drafting process, did not involve migrant workers as the main stakeholder, nor did it regulate participatory monitoring and monitoring mechanism. The process of drafting it, according to Daniel, is a far from spirit of the ASEAN community, which is oriented and people-centered. Referring to the various weaknesses of the ASEAN consensus, Human Rights Working Group assessed that government of member countries need to make a work priorities that can be carried out together. ASEAN countries need to be prioritize aspect of human rights protection for migrant workers rather than just looking at the economic aspect through remittance generated by migrant workers for state income. The problem is that if they insist on discussing economic development with human rights responsibilities, is it useless, which is called the implementation of consensus. Labor migration is one of driver economic growth in Asian countries of origin and destination. The International Labour Organization estimates that there are currently 20.9 million Asian migrant workers and 6.9 million of them migrate between Asian countries. As many as 80% of intra-Asian migrant workers work in low-wage, labor-intensive sectors such as agriculture, fisheries, domestic work, manufacturing, construction, hospital, and food service. These workers are vulnerable to becoming a victim of various human rights violations and human trafficking.
I will describe about ASEAN Consensus. The Minister of Manpower, Muhammad Hanif Dakiri, said Indonesia wants to ask for a strong commitment from the ASEAN member countries to protect and promote the rights of migrant workers. This will be said by Hanif in the ASEAN Summit Forum in Manila, Philippines. In the forum, one scheduled agenda has the signing of the ASEAN Consensus on the protection and promotion of the rights of migrant workers. Hanif said important points in the consensus instrument include protection not only for migrant workers but also their families. This is in line with the 1990 UN Convention on the Protection and Promotion of the Rights of all Migrant Workers and Members of their Families, which Indonesia has also ratified through Law Number 6 of 2012. Protection is also given to undocumented migrant worker. Is migrant worker who enter and leaving to work in a country illegally, as well as migrant worker who were initially legal but turned illegal. The basic rights of migrant worker and their families, namely getting visits from family members, keeping personal documents including passport and work permit documents, equality before the law when detained or imprisoned while awaiting trial or when detained for other reasons. In addition, said Hanif, they also have the right to submit complaints to the relevant authorities, as well as get assistance from government representative in the placement country. In placement countries, migrant workers are also free to change workplace, he said. The idea of the ASEAN consensus on the protection of workers has actually been sparked since the 12th ASEAN Summit in 2007 in Cebu, Philippines. Known as the Cebu Declaration, the Cebu Declaration mandates that ASEAN needs to have instruments that protects and promote the rights of migrant workers.
This is about migrant working right. Migrant working rights are they get visit from family member, keep personal document including passport and working permit document, obtain legal equality when detained or imprisoned while awaiting trial or when detained for other reason, submit complaint to the relevant authorities and get help from government representative in the country of placement. Indonesia encourages all ASEAN countries to truly guard and have the same commitment in implementing consensus through action plan related to the protection of migrant working and their family, both legal and undocumented. In the forum, one scheduled agenda was the signing of the ASEAN consensus on the protection and promotion of the right of migrant workers. The signing will be carried out by 10 ASEAN head of state and will be witnessed directly by the Minister of Labor from the 10 countries that have signed the joint consensus.
The problem of Indonesian migrant worker or PMI always appear repeatedly. The way to overcome this problem is Minister of Manpower Regulation or Permenaker number 7 of 2017 concerning the Indonesian worker social security program must be revived and adjust to law number 18 of 2017 concerning protection of Indonesian worker or PPMI law.